Hello, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Let's get right the fuck into it. Last time the team had just fought off. Actually, were you there for that, June? I don't think you were there for that.
Last time I was here, we adopted a creepy child.
Yes.
Yes.
The team had. Yes, the team had found a child. That was underneath a dead elvenwood tree. Aelia promptly adopted the child, and it turned out from Micaiah identified the child as a hag, and since then the team has spent some time with them, and they are very much a child hag, it seems. Not sure exactly how that works. Again, they don't know how hags work in that sense, so they're still figuring that out, but once they had met the child, a darkness settled upon them and it turned into a fight with the Wild Hunt, or at least what apparently was the Wild Hunt.
We're like, that can't be all of the Wild Hunt. That was not enough, and we did too well.
6 rangers.
We survived.
Yeah, 6 rangers, 6 year-hounds, and a mountain giant, a giant of some sort. Came out of the darkness, and they fought. There was mystery potion goo thrown around. There was spears of acid. Lots of stuff happened. Eventually, the team was victorious, and found, after the darkness finally cleared away, the caravan that the hunt was apparently leading. In that caravan, they found one particular carriage that was currently undrawn, but another carriage that seemed to be a prison carriage, which was being led by 2 nightmares, and inside they found Avril Rose, a sorcerer, who they got along with swimmingly, apparently, and just brought along. Who was under the impression there for a little bit that they were still prisoners, but I think that's been cleared up since then. And
Ailey may have the most charisma or some shit in the group, or I can't remember.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most persuasion. But she's still no good at talking.
Yes.
Jun's charisma's pretty high.
That is true. That is true.
Jun isn't very good at talking either, though.
No, he's more of an angry charisma than a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
He's got better, like, I guess, like, dialogue and stuff than Ailey, a much larger... I can't even think of the word right now. That's how brain dead I am.
He's got a larger vocabulary. Anyway.
Yes, vocabulary. That's
yes.
it. That Jin has a better vocabulary
lexicon.
Than Ailey.
Anyway, yes. So, the team, after finding the sorcerer, getting to know each other, sleeps the night in this caravan, befriends these nightmares, and decides to take the caravan for themselves and head north, continue heading north towards the castle of the Queen of Air and Darkness. It was not particularly long until they finally made their way out of the ever thicker wood and into a sort of deserty, plain-esque sort of thing going on, with massive mountain ranges on either side, that sort of funneled them towards a very large, extremely large wall, with a very extremely large wrought iron door. It was just obscenely large. The wall seemed stretched completely from one mountain range to the other, and somehow miraculously they ended up exactly perfectly in the middle where this door was. Spent a little bit of time trying to figure out how to get the attention or something to get the door open, but eventually it was the child that gave it a shot, knocked on the iron door, and it opened to a massive army of elven warriors standing in between you and the castle to the Queen of Air and Darkness. Bearing in mind, overhead is dark, constant dark storm clouds. The castle has a massive spire that reaches up further than the mountains around you, and it seems to be constantly being struck by lightning from the storm. So, as the door opens, and you all see just these rows and rows and rows of fanciful armor, all either painted or made black by some other means, all very, very ornate, but also like jagged and unwieldy sort of thing. Like you don't even want to brush up against somebody in this sort of armor, and they're all just seemingly standing there at attention. Yeah. What are you? Anything you guys want to do in this moment as the gate rises?
They're standing at attention. Are they looking at anyone in particular?
Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah, can I see what sort of vibe they're giving off?
You can't see see them just looking at anyone in particular. You may roll an insight check there, Varys.
Okay. Let it never be said that Jun is wise.
That's 21.
Well, they don't seem to be threatening in any way. It's not like they're it's like they're in a military sort of parade, right? Like they're.
Are they like alive?
Roll me a perception check.
At the moment, I'm just thinking of the statue. Fucking, have you seen that meme? And it was like tested BBC, whatever. And it's a Medusa head, and then it's a photo of all the statues of the army.
Haven't seen this, but you can roll a perception check for me.
That's what I'm imagining right now.
Roll a perception check.
So it's seeming like a more of a power play than an actual threat.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
perception.
It's very much the first thing that anyone sees when they show up is a giant army of terrifying looking warriors.
Yeah, what does Ailey's terrified eyes see?
You can see their chests moving up and down as though they're breathing, so they're definitely alive.
So they are alive. They're not statues. Anything else of note that she notices?
Well, the 20 you can see off in the distance that it's not just the first few rows of the first few hundred rows of this are just elven height, almost identical in nature, each one of them. But past that first few hundred things, you can see that there's maybe some nightmares hanging off in the distance, as well as a few stone giants. There's a full force to bear here before you get to the castle. Thrakus, you were going to ask them.
Yeah. Well, being that Thrakus literally just tried to open their giant ass door through sheer force of will and tieflingness.
Yep.
She's already we're going to talk to people anyway. So she just is like, hi there, and attempts a smile, which can
just-
often be a bit unsettling. So, should I roll a charisma?
I'm just thinking of
Sure.
when Wednesday tries to smile after the fucking all the Disney stuff.
Is
In the
this a
second one.
save?
It's just a general charisma check.
This is not bad.
I'm more imagining that
Alright,
episode of Billy and Mandy where Mandy smiles and the entire universe collapses in on itself.
If I had nat 1, yes.
Yeah, but no. I mean, you're not sure what their reaction is, but the people around you sort of cringe.
Hey, for once you can see my fangs.
Yeah. Well, as you are all looking and peering and trying to figure out what the hell's going on, you can see off in the distance a rider is making his way towards you. Very likely on a nightmare.
Ailey probably tries to like a cat, kind of like puffs herself at, think Red Dwarf, like, oh, better make myself look big,
Yeah.
That's how she's handling it.
Yeah, wings come out, fluff up
Yep.
fully, look
Yep.
as big as possible, like a peacock.
Yeah.
It gets foofy.
Like an angry peacock.
An angry peacock.
Like an angry cock. Oh, wait, no, that's her brother.
Yep, you're not wrong. Okay. Yeah, you don't see any further movement from anybody, from any of the standing soldiers. But yeah, there is ever approaching a somebody on a horse. Any movements? Any actions?
Scouting out this person that's heading towards us.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. we
You
would
may
wanna
roll
have-
perception checks if you want.
Ooh. Oh shit. I was not meant to roll that second one.
Okay, she's not doing as well. She's too busy trying to make herself look big.
Fair enough.
Is mine at advantage because they're my favorite enemy?
No, not in this state.
Yeah, I'm too dumb
It's,
for that.
no, it doesn't. It's not really going to help your ability to see this
What's going
in
on?
this range. Yeah. So. Yeah, A was a little too distracted. But Varys and Thrakus, you can see that this rider is seemingly wearing the same sort of armor set as the rest of the army coming, but he's not wearing a helmet. He seems to be going helmetless, at least as far as you can see from this distance.
So
Well,
he's pretty comfortable.
I refuse to shoot the messenger, so let him go.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I think Jun's gonna follow Thrakus's lead and like smile and wave.
Oh god, that's gonna be just as bad.
You've got those two trying to smile. Ailey all puffed out with giant like wings stretched, and then two tiny little people in front.
Yeah, one of whom is like not blinking as they're looking everywhere, trying
Yeah.
to scout out what's
Like-
going on.
And a dog that is bigger than those tiny people.
Yeah.
We've got skeleton horses and a couple of nightmares.
And now add to that image
A mess.
a gigantic hat striding forward with a hand outstretched that does not reach beyond the brim of the hat, as if to offer a handshake like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Oh,
Perfect. It's a fantastic
Don't
ragtag
forget,
people.
one of the horses is covered in glitter for unknown reasons.
your
Another
horse
is
is in-
wearing a ghost outfit of a sheet.
I think the sheet is long.
Oh,
long.
The sheet was
has
taken
been
off,
Yeah.
gone,
but
yeah.
I don't think
But,
your
yeah.
horse is out.
Yeah, it's only Jun and Varus's horse. Oh, no, it's Thrakus and
probably on the
Thrakus and
nightmares,
Varus's
isn't
horse.
she? No,
Yeah.
no, Ailey
Yeah,
right
just
now.
Thrakus and Varus's horse is out currently. As the other carriage was being drawn by the nightmares. Yes. Okay, well, it's
Oh yeah, and there's also Micaiah, unfortunately.
yes. There's also a
Could
beautiful
be an
green,
animal right
a
now,
beautiful
could be
green
something
elf
else.
that is just sort of leaning on their staff, like, what am I doing?
Where in my life did I get? How did I get to this point?
Basically.
I think Jun's gonna like lean over to Micaiah and be like, "What do we do?"
Your guess is as good as mine. But I
Your
guess
guess is definitely better than mine.
I guess just don't try to fight them yet. See what happens.
That seems dumb. There's more of them. A lot more of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't try to fight them.
That's why I smiled and waved.
Okay, well, let's keep this act going as long as we can.
Are you
I could do that.
are you saying that we should fight them?
No,
I feel like I heard somebody
Are
say
we
No.
fighting?
no.
Okay, Ailey like
No.
stops to
No.
pour out her dagger.
No!
Is anyone gonna be fast enough to stop Ailey?
This is a diplomatic mission.
I think Jun will be
what's that
scared to
word
stop
mean?
Ailey.
I feel like Varys is doing a bit and would not let Ailey try and do that if he could get there quick enough.
I would say that you're relatively in front as you're trying to get a
Yeah,
good
I'd
move.
say you're in
so
front of Ailey, protect.
Yeah,
like,
I was
usual.
I went up on my horse to the
yeah.
gate.
So I'm
I-
imagining like as Ailey moves forward, you just like bring the long part of your rifle down and just like push them back. Like no.
Yeah, and just keep some distance. Stand back a little bit.
What does diplomat mean?
It means be nice.
Oh, okay. So she'll like puff up again and be like, like a really, really like scream, yell, hello at them from a
Perfect.
distance. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Probably in Draconic because like she'll be panicking.
that is
at
the
this
easiest
stage.
way for you to yell. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Okay. Well, the rider finally manages to approach to the point where you can actually make them out. Probably like 30 seconds or so of them riding it for more. You guys can see pretty far. You're pretty good at this these days. Especially the long range shooter and the long range ranger. You guys can see pretty far. At least in the light.
I got my
You
dark vision goggles
you do
on.
have your dark vision goggles on, so not any trouble there. But as you all can finally make out this rider, you see that it wasn't that he's not wearing a helmet. He doesn't have a head.
Oh, cool.
And as he gets more and more close, you realize that he is holding his head under one arm.
wow.
even
How
cooler.
do you do that?
Well, it takes
Sorry,
him a
I
little.
missed that. What did you say, Scully?
He has got no head. Well, it appears is not simply not wearing a helmet. It is that he has no head. But as he gets closer, it appears that he is holding his head under one arm as he approaches on his horse, which is definitely a nightmare. By the way, charcoal black with flames licking feet and head.
Can I get a bead on the weaponry that this person is toting?
Sure. Roll me another perception check.
Oof.
He's close enough. You can see that he has like got a very in the same style as his armor, a wrought iron mace, down at his side. Can't tell if it's magical or anything, but it looks deadly.
Hmm. Cool.
But he gets close enough to you to fully make him out, and he stops maybe like 60 feet away from you guys, enough to be heard at a comfortable volume. Hello, guests.
Hi.
It's very odd to hear from someone who's not, you're expecting to hear words from up above the torso, and yeah, hearing it from underneath someone's armpit. It's weird. It's weird.
Okay, so it is the head.
It is very much the head that is talking.
Alright.
Supposed to keep adjusting his eye line because he keeps going to look up above
Yeah.
to where the head would normally be.
Everyone's like trying to kind of look at her hand and then look back at him and then look at her hand and then like trying to figure out how to shake someone's hand that is currently holding their head. Settles for like bro fisting the hand that has the head.
No, Ailey's just all like, how did you do that?
Well, after he says this greeting, he maneuvers his hand so that he can lift his head up to where it would be, but in front of him. So he's like holding the bottom of his head and lifting it up to where his neck would be, so that it appears like he's a whole person in that sense, and then continues. Your audience has been requested with the Queen of Air and Darkness. Please, follow me.
Okay.
We didn't even have to make an appointment.
I think they already made the appointment for us. Like what my dad used to do.
Oh, is that why we had the dreams?
Maybe.
She did know that we were on the way, yes, so I assume she was expecting this.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that in the recap. There was a dream last night about some terrifying presence in your dreams that just simply said that they know you're here, which terrified most of you except for Varys.
Yeah.
Usual stuff.
Seen one horrific dream, seen them all. This is not a new occurrence.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, and I went hunting and found some really cool beetles that were actually beetle-sized, which was really weird.
Yes,
Yeah,
regular
we were
size
confused
insects,
about beetle-sized beetles.
but they were very shiny.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, Ailey wanted to turn some into makeup.
Only if you can steal them from me.
Anyway, he lowers his head back down and turns his horse around and starts to lead the way.
You follow with?
You follow with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jun's gonna salute towards whoever the closest military looking person is, and take up a very military kind of stance and walking style as he follows the headless guy.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get into this early then. Okay.
Ailey she's just following along, puffed out chest still, trying to not hit people with her wings. Not sure how much space there is either side.
Well, you mostly we have to probably all get back on the carriages to continue moving now. As you're being led on horseback, you probably want to continue on horseback. But I will say that, you make your first few steps on foot and then realize, oh, fuck. But with Jun, when you go to salute this, the closest soldier that is there next to you, once you do that, the entire battalion that you can see all salute you back.
Oh.
In like one motion kind of thing?
Yeah, like in perfect unison.
So, like, even the people in the back who would definitely not have been able to see me.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
I think Jun's gonna go with looking impressed. Sorry, man.
No, it's all good.
But also, like, so far it seems kind of respectful. I'm into it. Way better than instant death.
I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, same.
How
Same.
do we not, right?
I feel like Jun is internally creeped out, but externally is like acting impressed. Sorry, Ray.
That's right. I was trying to say, I like my coffee like I like my death instant.
I like a nice slow cold brew.
I do like a brew myself.
Black
No, I
coffee.
make sure I toast the beans first.
I mean, my death is gonna be long and slow no matter which way I like it. So
That is
you
true.
know.
Especially if I make you die of psychic damage from dad jokes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ground up and in the freezer or something like that. I don't know.
All right. So
Black coffee.
you all get back up on your carriages and your horses and follow this headless horseman towards the castle. As you pass by all of these battalions, you get much better looks at them now. As you go past, they are all indeed wearing almost identical sets of armor, with oddly enough, unlike the horsemen, they wield swords made of that same sort of jagged wrought iron. But once you've passed maybe 200 rows, 300 rows of them, that's when you get to seeing less of the the regimented part of this. You're seeing the less kept together parts of this army, as you start seeing a whole sets of nightmares being fed, being trained, being prepped and saddled. You're seeing a bunch of stone giants, picking up bigger and bigger clubs, checking things stuck in their feet. You see one of them lift up their foot, and very clearly is one of the ironclad soldiers is like jammed in there like a nail, and he just rips it out and just chunks it on the ground. Poor bastard. And you also see big groups of quicklings, the little elven things that you had previously had to deal with.
Narrows his eyes.
Yep. They don't seem to taking much heed from you. They're probably not related. At least they haven't heard what you've done to their southern brethren. But there's also a whole lot of red caps and other elves of other fae of different varieties. You notice a set of them that are more like cloaked and secretive, trying not to be as noticed as everything else going on there. Whoever wants to may roll a perception check if you're particularly interested in seeing what's under those cloaks.
Oh, alias. Perception, was it?
Yeah.
I told you.
Wow. All right.
Ailey want to know. Ailey curious about everything.
So Ailey and Thoricus, you both managed to catch as one of them like lets their cloak slip a little bit, and you see underneath ivory skin, but like kind of patchy in places. But it's
Zombie.
no, like it's constantly shifting. Like it's not meant to be in this shape, or it's constantly trying to be in a different shape.
Like, well, not quite like the shapeshifters then, right? Because that's
Well,
what they stay.
It is.
Well,
it is. Or actually, I think Thoracus would probably know this for sure. Actually, this is they're changelings in their base state. Completely.
Would Ailey know that?
No, you've probably never seen or heard of a changeling ever being in anything other than somebody else's form.
Other being like Jun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jun is absolutely horrified.
How
enough.
dare they show themselves?
Family reunions are difficult.
He's like, he's not really even trying to hide the like awe/horror at seeing so many changelings. Just like so many changelings. He's never seen another one before in his life, and B, in that form, which he knows he has, but doesn't know why.
Ooh, fun.
Yes.
Dun,
Anyway.
dun, dun.
You continue down this walkway of an army until you finally come upon a moat. Essentially, there is a drawbridge that comes down from the castle. You finally approach the actual castle with the big spire sticking out of it, and there is just a massive ditch between it and you and the rest of this army. Looking down there, even with dark vision, you cannot see the bottom of that.
Can Jun see the bottom of that?
Not even Jun can see the bottom of that.
Oh, it's bottomless.
Yeah. But the drawbridge comes down is long enough to pass over that. And you are led over the drawbridge and directed to a stable that is on the side of the thing that has some has room for the carriages that you have on you, and also places for your horses to go. But the headless horseman goes up to the actual door of the castle, and alights from his horse and stands there ready for you to enter. So, what's the haps?
Jun's following behind Varys and Thoracus, just doing what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be
Cool.
going in.
Alright, so you guys are gonna sit, put your carriages in place, put your horses away. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, bonify my horse and put it in my pocket.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shrinkify the horse, your own horses.
The voice clips people could take.
Yeah. Bonafide.
Every
Yeah.
freaking
Shrinkify.
episode, I swear.
Good stuff.
Bone.
Shrink down them horses, and set up the nightmares at these stables as well. There is some grazing food for them already prepared. They will be happily fed here.
Hey.
They will get back together and head up to the horseman, holding his head under his arms. Even still, without a head, he still stands taller than most of you. I think Who's the tallest? I think probably
Aelia Thrakus.
I think Micaiah is actually taller than all of you.
She like 7 foot or something?
Yeah, she's something crazy. She's an elf. She's pretty tall.
True.
It's gonna be a tally smally relationship.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
Like about 2 Varus's high.
yes. Pretty
Does
much.
that also make it a very skinny relationship?
Can everyone
The
drop
skinny
their
being the
heights
other part of
their
that.
related people into the chat so I have any idea of scale, please?
I can't. Aelia's 6
Oh.
foot something, like 6'6" or something with her horns. I can't remember.
And Thrakus is similar. I'll see if I've got it written down here. We also
And
lost
she's
some of
gotten
our
taller.
stuff when we changed.
Yeah, we did lose some.
Oh no. Okay, so
general things.
Thrakus is 5'8".
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Ailey was
Ailey
just
was 6
taller.
foot something, and then she also once her horns came out, that made her even taller.
Yeah. So Ailey was naturally taller than Thrakus, and generally, generally taller because of the horns. Jonah's whatever height they want to be.
I have it in his sheet that he's 6'2".
There you go. So, yep,
But he's
that
like a
should-
gaunt, lanky 6'2".
So you're probably roughly the horseman is without the head roughly as tall as Thrakus. So with his head on, he would stand taller than both Jin and Ailey, but not as tall as Micaiah. And you can now properly see his face. He is a gaunt elf as well, and very much the same sort of look as Micaiah does, except male features, but very high pointy ears, all that stuff. But he is very pale. His eyes are like cloudy blue, like a dead person's eyes. But when he's holding the head, you can see that his eyes are looking between you as though he can actually see out of it, even though it would look like he's blind. But it seems like he can see. Well, what a ragtag bunch.
What?
It's been a while since we've had the pleasure of such company. Please accompany me inside. Any objections?
Aelia's like, what do they mean by ragtag? She knows that's not a good thing. Kind of.
We
Certainly
are
not
prob-
rag anymore.
Everyone heard rags and went, thanks!
Jin's always been described as raggy. It's fine.
Ruh-roh, raggy.
He is a ragged type of human-ish thing. I don't know. I'm tired.
That's fair.
I'm tired. No, stop it.
No, keep going.
No. Anyway, I assume no objections. You've all decided to walk inside.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Jin would have been like slightly sus of the way that he said it, but I don't think he would have identified any reason not to go in.
I'd
Fair
say
enough.
Ailey is the same. She'd still be very confused about what's going on, but she'd want to stay with the group.
Okay.
The term for what I'm
Safety.
doing is not walking inside, but strutting inside whilst humming.
Perfect. All right. Well, you all enter into the.
This is your last reminder today.
Thank you, Google.
Drink your water. Anyway, you all enter inside. It is a stone entrance. You find yourself in. It seems like it's very much the foyer area for people to get mud and stuff off of their shoes before entering the castle proper. But it is extremely not lit. Like, it is dark in here. There is
Well, she
zero
was
light.
something of darkness, right?
Yes.
Queen of
Alright,
Air and
Ailey would
Darkness.
find this normal, and obviously Ailey can see.
Yes.
Varys is very glad he put his goggles on.
That's fair. The headless knight steps up behind you and points this way, points towards the hall in front of you. That way to the throne. Yes.
I guess that's where we're
Ailey
going.
would just stare at the others like, what do we do?
I'll head that way to the throne.
Okay.
Jun will nod courteously to the head and follow Thrakus.
Okay. So Thrakus first, Jun.
I'll go next.
That's probably
Just,
Septim's way in there. Gaia, child. Perfect. Good line, everybody.
Yay!
Alright. Moving through this room, you notice these armored statues here that are definitely statues this time, but are armored in the exact same way as all of the soldiers outside. So you had to double check. But this door up here is closed.
And presumably it's the door to the throne.
No, but that was the way you were directed to go.
Well, with a glance back at the kid, I'll take a leaf out of her book and knock.
Okay. You hear from behind you the horseman. You can just go in. Don't worry about it.
I feel like closing the door on us was a really deliberate move.
This is like the most tropey, like a D&D party encounters an unlocked door.
Yeah. It's like, what
Oh no,
do we do?
I missed all of that because everyone went robot crackly on me because I guess it's my connection.
Well, basically everyone was like hesitating to open this door. But yes, you knocked on the door, and all you got was the horseman behind you say, "You can just go in. Don't worry about it."
All right, then I'll go in.
Okay. You're welcome. You open the door, and you see into this chamber, and you see far at the end, sitting on a dais, surrounded by a giant crown, essentially, made of the similar wrought iron, jagged. It seems like it would sit upon the head of a giant, but instead it just sits on the top of this dais, and inside of it, sitting on a golden pillar, is a giant gem that is brightly lit, filling this entire
Ailey's
room.
eyes are wide, staring at this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty lighting effects.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Bear in mind, soon I might flip a coin again, depending on how things go. So,
Nope.
Well,
Do I
they're all stuck.
anticipate
I mean, Ailey's at the back.
I think
Ailey's at the
party
back
would know
here,
Ailey
so
well enough by now that as soon as they see that gem, they hold her down. But you know.
Haley, no.
at the very least, at the very least, you are at the front of the party right now. You are deciding what's happening, Drakus. So you're the only one who can currently see the gem right now.
Oh, okay. So Ailey can't see it yet.
You look.
Can she see it over
I'd say that
everyone?
you can probably see it over everyone, but like you can only just make it out. You're not ready to match it yet.
Oh yeah. But like.
Well, well, I'll still make a dexterity check to whip around real quick and say to Ailey, remember, these people we're trying to make friends with, and you're not allowed to steal from your friends.
No. Steal friends.
No.
Borrow
You
from
put
friends?
no.
Right.
No.
Oh.
Write down "don't steal from friends" because it sounds like you're saying "don't steal friends," and that sounds like a loophole.
Licks the end of the charcoal, writes in the scratch pad, "Friends steal."
Oh my god.
Although, actually, hold on a second. Roll me, Ailey. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay.
She did it. She
Sweet.
managed to
Yep. No,
managed to take some
problems.
control back.
you're right. Keep going.
That's the scariest tone.
Okay. Then I guess we're going in.
That roll.
Hey, there's torches in here though.
Yes, this room is
And-
surprisingly well lit. And there are banners on the wall and more
Oh, okay.
statues.
Thank you for saying that, because I was like, beaded meat?
No, there's a banners.
Aerial views fuck me up.
It does make it difficult. Alright, feel free to move yourselves in there and align yourselves as you would. As you approach, you can hear the gem is giving off a sort of hum, as well as light.
Is there a humanoid in here?
There does not currently appear to be any humanoids in here.
Well, there's
There are statues.
Armor.
There are armor statues, but then they do not appear to be. They do not appear to be living in any state of the word.
Can I do like an insight check on the gem?
Sure.
Haha. I got nothing.
That's a gem. That's a fucking cool gem.
Oh, fucking shiny, man. I'm buzzing out. I did not sleep well the night before.
I think Jin's gonna like look around the room and take stock of the environment and the surroundings.
Okay. So there are lots of pillars sticking out of the ground that are obscuring a lot of your view here. But as you move around, you see that there are doors to either side of you and doors behind you. Not sure where they go, but there are on either side there are statues that are adorned with the same armor sets that you've been seeing all over the place, but on either side to the front of you are actually just stone statues in a similar design. And yeah, the main focal point of this place is the dais with the crystal on top of it. I will get you to also roll me an insight check as well, if you're just trying to take this all in.
Oh.
Yeah. So the horseman very clearly said that that's the way to the throne. And if you had to give a name to the dais and the crystal and the stuff, the crown that's up before you, you would probably call that a throne. other than there not really being somewhere to sit, unless it is, the crystal that is sitting on the throne.
I think John's gonna gently nudge Thoricus in the ribs slightly, like in that kind of sibling, trying to get sibling attention kind of way.
Very extra pointy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go, I wonder if she's the crystal.
Oh, shit. Is there a check I should do with that information?
Roll me a history check.
I was gonna say Ailey would like to do some kind of check on the crystal because it's a crystal.
Yeah, Ailey can roll a history check as well.
Because it could, it's shiny things.
It is
Ailey knows shiny things.
It is a grand treasure, I guess.
Man, I was doing so well until y'all needed me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just get an
It's
advantage
two
for being
ones.
a thief.
Not for this, no. This is an other planar treasure, I'm afraid. No advantages for you. But as you all file in to this room, you hear sort of boom all around you. Not in a way that's like deafening or anything, but just like authoritative, but effeminate voice. Approach the dais.
Alright.
Alright, you heard the... Okay, sure.
Is that a talking crystal? Ailey will be getting extra excited now, just so you know.
Okay.
Hey, we were right
She
in the
wants
hall.
to take it as her
Still
friend.
Friends.
Yeah, she's now like, ah, it talks, and we're not allowed to steal friends.
Yes. I love loopholes when they work for us.
I mean, when it comes up your way, why not? Let's roll with it. It works. I'm not going to question it.
Can't overthink it,
Yeah.
you know?
No, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to Ailey.
If she's doing what you want her to do, just leave it.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
Pretty much. Alright. Jin, Arrow Rose, are you also approaching? Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm
So,
a very derpy human today.
that's no problem. Just making sure that you're all in the position that you want to be in.
Ailey will be a lot further up than that, but I presume Varys would be kind of attempting to block her from going any further.
Yeah, he's got like one eye forward and one eye towards his back. Just in case Ailey's trying to shuffle around him, he'll just put his shield where he can't be.
Hi, Crystal!
Ailey.
Are you having a good day?
Ailey's... No.
Hey, she's being
You
nice.
look very shiny!
It makes it much more difficult to critique because she's not really doing anything wrong. I just feel like that's wrong in this situation, that's all.
Not the vibe? Like,
I don't know what the vibe is. I'm very scared. I don't know what's happening.
oh, friend.
Alright. As
What
you
polishing
all,
stuff do you use?
as you all have approached the dais, suddenly the room grows extremely bright to the point of you like can't open your eyes, bright, way too hard to see, and then you are no longer in this room. You are surrounded by a inky, bluey purple mist. You can all still see each other around you, and you feel that there is weight, there is floor underneath you, but when you look down, it is still just purple mist moving around underneath you, like you've been transported into some other space. But I'd say you guys recognize telepathy enough to know that this is like a psychic projection more than it is an actual teleportation. You do notice that Codswallop and the child have not been brought with you into this.
No!
So it is
I know
just
it's psychic, but I can't protect them now.
yeah. But as you guys look around, you notice that there is an additional figure with you. That is, well, an elf. As tall as Micaiah, with long, flowing dress, very, just, she is very pale, with very black clothing. So she's very, very contrasted stuff going on here, with very long, completely raven hair. Her eyes also completely blackened over, full sclera, but very much elven, with extremely pointy back ears, very sharp features, sharp nose, sharp chin, sharp cheekbones even. You could cut a diamond on them. This, by all appearances, is the Queen of Arendar's. Welcome, travelers.
Hi.
Hello.
Well met,
Hello.
I think.
Yes, well met indeed. Please, introduce yourselves.
You first.
Mm.
Well, I am who you expected to see. I am the Queen of Air and Darkness, sister to Titania.
And we are those that you have expected for a day now.
Well, much longer than that.
Wah.
To our knowledge, at least.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
I am Jun.
you see her smile and lean forward, and although she's not close to you at this point, but it feels in this projection like she has put her face almost right up against yours, Jun. Is that so? And then she leans back and is back 30 feet away from you.
Did we all feel it that way?
No,
or
just Jun.
Just
Jun.
Okay.
I'm sure Thoraikus popped it because there was very careful, no names. We had this discussion. We've been having this discussion the whole time.
Well, luckily for Jun, that might not work the way that you're thinking it will.
Jun's
But also, like, Jun's not like his given name.
Nope.
but it has some power.
Some.
All names that are actually claimed have power.
True. I think when she does this very creepy thing, Jun is gonna respond by, like, how much can we control ourselves in this kind of psychic projection? Are we able to interact with it?
You seem to have full
Fine.
control of your body. You seem able to move around. You can take steps forward and back. You feel like there's floor beside you. You could reach out and touch the ruckus next to you with ease.
But I couldn't, like, project myself towards her the way she did to me.
No, so it seems like you just have the same sort of power that you would as a person. And it's not like it's interesting. She's by all means an archfey. So bear that in mind.
I think Jun is going to just kind of eye her up sideways a little bit and nod. Like not disrespectfully.
Can I just lean into Varys's ear and be like, can you tell them all not to share names?
You hear back in your head, yeah, sure thing, I can do that. And Varys will relay into everyone's minds, no names. Don't tell them your names.
Jun will.
Why?
Ailey, you said that out loud. Shush.
Huh?
Remember, I can't hear you back in my head.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, she will say, "That's quite all right, Varys. I can hear you."
Ah, god. The one time. God damn it.
It is understandable. Fine. I will make the introductions. Avril Rose. Well, you sure are a long way from home, aren't you?
I mean, it depends on how you say home.
True.
Home is where the captives are.
I do like you. I do. But I guess the rest of you are all pretty far from home as well, aren't you?
That's the whole point.
It is, Ailey. It is. So, ask me what you've come to ask me.
I have
Skelly, what did we come to ask her?
Oh, I like,
Like we want
Like
the
some
weapon
god
or
shit?
something?
It was something to do with killing Baba Yaga or something. I can't remember.
No!
We want the weapon that killed Baba Yaga and sealed her soul inside or something.
Ah.
Yes.
Is that
Alright.
right?
If
Okay.
she doesn't have it, she may know the whereabouts.
Right.
And also,
Quick.
like, what's her alliance?
Quick flashback.
Like, Vanguard.
Quick flashback. Cue the wavy screen going back in time.
Mhm.
The druids asked you to get the darkened blade before the hags and the Black Sun retrieve it. It was supposedly the blade that killed Baba Yaga, and her soul is supposedly trapped within it. They also may want it because they think it might also help wake Titania as well, but otherwise it was simply want that blade. They sent you to the Queen of Air and Darkness specifically, as they were under the impression that she would know where it is. They don't know why they didn't have really any good clarification for that or any good reason for it, but this is the mission that they send you on, to get the darkened blade. Wibbly wobbly, we're back.
Ailey will like slightly shove Varys forward because of how they are. Varys,
I think Jun's gonna like
you're talking.
nod towards Varys in like agreement of like, yeah, clearly you're smarter than the rest of us. Do the talking.
Yeah, Varys is less thinking that and more feeling like the sacrificial lamb. So, we search for the darkened blade. We seek to stop the Black Sun God, and we believe that that weapon would be very dangerous in their hands, so we wish to remove that piece from the board as it was.
Of course. It is significantly more dangerous than you know. But
Aren't they always?
yes. But as it turns out, I don't actually have the knowledge of where this blade is. But, well, there's always loopholes as it stands, right? Wishes in the Fey realm are easy to come by, but expensive. For returning to me, Angela, the child that you have with you, and the caravan that you have taken up, I will give you safe passage in my lands to search for the blade and take it, if you find it. But obviously, that could be a monumental task. So, a wish, as it stands, would be the best way to go about it. But they're not given lightly. They require a deal to be made. I can grant you the knowledge of where the Darkened Blade is for a price.
And that price would be...
When
Ailey's like sorting through her pockets, not knowing that Fey price is not money.
Yeah. When you have the blade, if you retrieve the blade, return it to me instead of my sister.
For what purpose? What ends?
Well, for me to keep it from her, obviously. It is a weapon of great power. You don't want it in the hands of my enemies, just as you don't want it in the hands of yours. Of course, the Black Sun is no friend of mine. Neither is Baba Yaga or any of those ilk.
But they are. How do we know that? Hang on.
What
John
did she
says
the
some
goddess of
words
again?
and
Like
then-
darkness or something, right?
Huh?
What was she the goddess of again?
Queen of Air and Darkness.
Queen of Air. Yeah, it would be like that. Seems fine to me.
John's gonna like stumble over some words and then nod towards Varys, hoping that Varys can figure out.
What are your plans with Angela?
She is my court hag, just like her parents were. Well, parents.
And
Angela?
I'll just turn it. So, yeah, Angela?
The child.
I used to know some hags. They were lovely till we burnt their house down.
No, it wasn't the question as who is Angela, it was turning around to Angela.
Oh, she's not there. She don't see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck.
And
Does she consent to this?
yes,
Willingly, without coercion?
I mean, you're welcome to ask her once you leave here. But of course, if you wish to take her, then I would rescind the deal that is allowing you through my lands.
But
Why is a
she's
child-
my daughter now.
Why is the child so important to you?
Well, she in herself is not that important, but it's, promised is her birthright to be at my side. She will get her fill of enjoyment, believe me.
I was promised the same.
What?
Well, I am in a bit better of a position to offer such things. It is my bond. The word of my bond is that Angela, from this point onward, will no longer be harmed in the way that she was, as you had previously seen. She has, as it were, finally come into her power, as you've no doubt seen. And I'll even give you this, an out, if you will. You don't have to accept my deal to find the Darkened Blade. In fact, Angela is just as capable of granting this wish, but her price, well, I don't know what it will be.
And
I make no promises until we speak with Angela.
Seconded.
Agreed. Well, I can hear you whenever you are, while you are in this castle, wherever you are in this castle. So, if you wanted to take my deal, simply speak aloud that you do, and I will see it done.
Understood.
This is just giving me Baldur's Gate vibes.
And you all...
You're in the room and just go, hello? Really quietly. Like, what do you mean you can hear me?
Yeah, Ailey is totally gonna test that later.
Yes,
No!
of course you are. But
It's giving big shut the fuck up energy.
with that, the shadows all seem to rip away, and you are all returned to your buddies.
But I still had another question.
I mean,
Can you
can-
hear our thoughts all the time
Yeah.
too, or just Varys's?
Are you saying that in your thoughts, or are you saying it out loud?
No, she's saying it out loud.
Okay, you hear in your mind, yes, I can hear you. Please, I will explode your brain if you are too annoying.
But you didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
Can you hear us when we think, or was that just Varys because he was doing his woo?
Yes, because he was doing his woo, I could hear him.
Is that how it's referred to? I was doing my woo?
And then she's gonna think, like, in her head, like, so you can't hear this? I want to know about the crystal. She'll just, like,
Okay,
sit.
are you like trying to project that thought, or
Yeah.
are you just think, okay?
Yeah, she's
Yes,
just thinking really
when
hard
you-
about that.
When you are actively wanting me to hear something, I can still hear it in your thoughts. Yes.
She's gonna
Oh,
speak
God.
out loud again, though. Okay, but tell me about the crystal. How'd you get it so shiny?
It is a magical crystal. I am the crystal. I thought
You
that was kind of
polish
obvious. Yes, I have many servants polish it all the time.
Oh, so I need servants. How do I
Everyone's in the
get
corner
those?
just saying, I bet that feels nice.
It does. Anyway, she says to all of you. She says to all of you in your heads. Anyway, can you please get on with it? I really wasn't expecting this to be a whole thing.
Have you? So you weren't paying attention to us on the way here then, because we are
Clearly
entirely
not.
a whole
Clearly not enough. Clearly not enough.
You'll stop arguing with the archfey.
Can we have more glitter?
Sure. Okay.
Oh my
Do you
god.
think
Okay.
they sell the glitter here?
Focus. Angela.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's my name, Angela. Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Do you know why you're here? In this place?
Well, I'm magical, right? Like all these other people.
Yeah. So they're saying that it is your birthright to be the court hag.
That sounds cool.
Yeah?
I mean, I always heard about court things, like court jesters. They were cool and funny.
And we've been promised that you won't be hunted again as you were, or harmed as you were, while you were developing your powers.
Cool.
But
That's nice.
the people that hunted you did so at the behest of this court.
Well, they didn't hurt me that bad. Mainly just chased around a lot.
Was that to get you back because you left?
Well, they just keep letting me go.
Yeah.
They
What?
were developing her powers.
Oh.
They were training her.
Yeah, like what we had. I
Yes.
get it now.
Like what we had.
Yeah. It is a fast way to learn. Not always the most fun. Sometimes, sometimes you return with less siblings. I didn't have that problem though. We were pretty good.
I don't have any siblings.
Neither do I.
I don't know.
What's
Huh.
a sibling?
Oh,
My
sorry.
brother.
Okay, no, tangents again. Trying not to really royally piss off the royal archfey. Okay. Angela, you have a choice. You
Mhm.
could stay here with these people
Mhm.
who will welcome you into their court as the court hag with the knowledge we've given you. Or you can stay with us if you'd like and travel with us, though it may be just as, if not more, dangerous for you. And that being said, we will not have free passage in these lands if you stay with us, but we will do our best to protect you.
I think I'd like to stay here. It's pretty.
I mean, it does seem the most sensible thing.
I'd like to keep it on, please. Yep, okay.
Okay.
It's a Drag Race reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old one.
Yeah.
Really
The
old
mouse.
one.
Yeah.
Veil.
Season 9 is not that long ago. How dare you say it?
It's a while ago now, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's an old reference. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think I should
Okay.
stay where it's safest.
okay. I respect that. And I hope that we can, be friends.
Yeah.
You're gonna write to each other and send each other gifts.
June, that's weird.
Friends is different to prisoners, they told me.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't
That is true.
Steal friends.
Hmm.
And just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit, like, just let's get rid of the girl and get on with it. But he doesn't say that because he knows it'll piss off Thrakus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then-
Okay.
If you find out anything shady or that you don't like about it, you let us know, though, okay?
Okay. Cool.
Well, I mean, that
Got
seems
that
like
cleared
it.
up.
I guess someone didn't want us to keep the child. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, you can keep the child if you want. It's just, it could be
No, I
dangerous.
don't. No.
Has to
Hey,
be an
big
active
friend,
decision
very
by that
cool.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will just remind you all that that the Queen did also tell you that Angela can grant wishes. So
Yeah.
while you're here with her,
Yeah, we should probably ask.
You wanna, do you wanna broach that subject? I don't know how to word it.
If I do, it's going to be a whole history about the Black Sun God, as if I was reciting, like, Avatar from the beginning. So, probably best not Thrakus.
Hey Angela,
yeah.
you think that you can grant wishes?
Maybe.
I mean, the Queen of Air and Darkness seemed to think that you could. She just said that she was unsure of what the price would be.
Well, maybe ask me a wish. Wish for something.
I would rather know the price first.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Maybe phrase it like it's a question instead of, straight out like a wish. Like, can you give me blah blah blah?
Jin's
Yeah, so-
just gonna
Sorry.
sigh and be like, "Can you give us knowledge of where the sword? What's it called? Sword of darkness.
Darkened blade.
Darkened blade.
Can you give us knowledge of where the darkened blade is?"
You see her face sort of go blank, and the hat projection of her face goes blank as well, and her eyes sort of like flicker a little bit, and then she's back, and alert again. Yes, I could do that. But I want something. What do I want? The puppy. And she
No.
holds her arms out towards Codswallop.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's our friend. We can't give him away.
That makes sense.
Friends also don't barter friends.
Yeah.
We give
I
them
mean,
choices.
that's why Thoracus asked if you wanted to stay here instead of just telling you had to, because
I understand.
like, we should
Sure.
get a choice.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's what the wish wants me. That's how it worked. I don't.
We're gonna find it by ourselves.
Yep.
Thanks for trying.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
You hear in your voice, in your minds, just the beginnings of a cackle, until a full cackle comes over all of your minds. Really? You're going to search my entire lands?
I mean, it's not worth the price.
Wait, what was
That's
the
why it's our
price?
friend.
But
Wasn't
like,
it
we
our
can
fri-
still.
Our friend wants to stay here.
So no. So the price of the wish would have been Codswallop.
Oh. What if we'd asked her instead of the arch lady?
Yes.
All right.
We can still ask the Queen of Air and Darkness for a wish, can't we?
Yes.
But we
You
don't know
can-
her price.
Well, her
price
price.
is that we give her the sword.
Yes, her price is that if and when you collected the sword, to return it to her instead.
Can we ask for a condition?
That
Like I
depends.
can,
What is your condition?
That the sword not be passed on to anyone who is one of our specifically named enemies.
Do you have a list?
Yes.
Well, that the sword not be passed on to any who would wish to do us harm with it.
or harm to the everything that we're working towards. None of
I
that.
think specifically naming any ally of the Black Sun is smart. You know, anyone who's allied with the Black Sun should not be a recipient of the sword.
Okay. We're gonna have to get a little. I don't want to have too many clauses on this, if this makes sense. I will sum it up simple. If you return the blade to me, once I have granted you the knowledge of it, it will not leave my possession either knowingly or willingly.
That sounds
you will-
sensible to me.
And you will not seek to harm us with it.
I will
And
not.
We'll have free passage out of your lands after.
Yes. The free passage still applies from returning the things. That's fine. I will not. Yes, as part of that condition, when it does not leave my possession via my willingness or not, and it will not be used to harm you in any future endeavor.
No one's allowed to take Codswallop ever.
Well, I can't grant you that.
I think,
Fine,
yeah,
I'm gonna
Jin's
get real
just
pointy.
I will not take Codswallop from you. There you go. Well, put that on the end of the clause. Sure, why not?
Okay, okay.
You or any associated parties of yours.
Mm,
Glances nervously at Angela.
Yeah,
None
that
of
counts. That's why I'm saying that.
none
That's
of
why
them,
it's part of it.
none of my court will be permitted to take Codswallop.
Better, but I think we can do better than that. We'll come.
I think we're pushing our luck here, pals.
I think the deal is pretty good.
Alia's just kind
I mean-
of staring blankly and blinking at Thoricus while patting Codswallop. Not like she's lost it. She's like, what's going on? Who's trying to take Codswallop?
I'm also fine with going out into the lands and looking for it ourselves.
I think that's a fool's errand. We need to get back.
We do.
Yes, I will say is sort of, I guess I guess kind of an ultimatum, really, when I think about it. It would take hundreds of your years to circumnavigate my lands, and if you're lucky, it's halfway through that. So, this is really the best out for you. And
Say that as if we don't have any form of divination magic. But cool.
well, what I will say is, the people you are trying to get this from also have hags who are capable of granting wishes. So, they'll probably find it first if you're looking like that.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't want it in his hands just as much as you do. So, this is really...
But
And-
you are not willing to go get it.
Do you see this gem having legs?
I see how
I've
powerful
seen
you
something
are.
similar, actually. It bears things back to the king in case. It's kind of similar, actually. That might be doable.
Unfortunately, my magic does not allow me to do that, and anyone in my court is not able to make a wish with me for that purpose, and I am not able to grant anything that Angela would want for the wish. I don't have a dog.
What would she
Everett
do
was
with the
like
dog?
sat down in the corner sketching a giant gemstone with 8 legs, and then gently tearing around the edges so that I can go and put them on the desk, like under, like look, now you've got legs. Like this is.
What a yet
I mean,
count?
surely the Archpet. What I'm saying out of character is that they are probably smart enough to know that this is pure intention and this is not trying to be a jerk.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna sit there and casually doodle some legs in the corner unless anyone stops me.
I mean, there is big artificer vibes where it's like, if we really tried, we probably could. Because
No, it is.
we never say no to ourselves.
I'm already working on trying to get somebody out of a similar-ish situation. I can probably make some giant legs for a crystal, why not?
It is not. Even if I did have, I mean, there are plenty of servants around here that could lift me and take me places if that was all I required. That is not the thing that is keeping me here.
I think it's one of those big, fancy, Feywild things that maybe we shouldn't try and fuck with, then we should just take the wish, I think.
Okay, but
Just
if we ever
consider.
work out the ice golem thing, maybe we should let, like,
Would
her
the
know.
sword help with the ice
about-
golem?
I've got no clue. But we won't have the sword. But the Black Sun God won't have the sword.
Which I think is the key here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then it still stays in this realm where the Black Sun has seemingly a lot of influence because it's hanging up in the sky.
Are you saying that the Black Sun God doesn't have a lot of influence in our realm at the minute?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's not physically present in the material plane, whereas it is here. I wonder if that's because of the work of the hags, or if it's just more powerful here, has more of a foothold. I'm not sure.
The Black Sun holds a presence here simply because he is more active here. He has not yet been able to push through into the material plane as it is. It's less thin as it stands as a plane. You know how you can
Calling us fat.
simply fall into the Feywild from anywhere. You can't simply fall into the prime material plane.
Jun is
I mean, we
confused
tried.
by this.
Entity crisis 5.
And he's gonna be after the shenanigans that Ailey pulled, he's gonna just say to her in his head, he's just gonna go, "What do you mean you can't just fall into the prime material plane?"
Well, when it was created a long time ago, ages to me, I think I still had a body. It was deemed to be separate from all the realms, and well, the Black Sun God was one of the gods who deemed it like that, so he is bound by the same rules. He cannot simply walk on its surface like you can, so he doesn't. And maybe once he's powerful enough, once he's gained enough souls, once he's put back together, if he manages to get the blade, of course, then he probably could just find himself on the prime material plane.
Hang on, so the sword's essential to that plan?
Not necessarily. If he gets enough power, he can do it himself. It's just... The blade is... This is more information I was planning on giving out. The blade is a part of him. That's the reason he wants it back.
How is it part of him?
You... this is all just in Jin's head, so you don't even know that that's being said.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Never mind. Ailey is still patting Cod's wallet.
Perfect.
Jin's gonna just think, all the more reason to get this done.
Exactly.
And he's gonna turn around to the others and be like, I'm certain that the deal we've been given is a good one. I think we go with it. And get on with it. And find the sword, keep it out of the Black Sun's hands, and go back to the prime material plane. Because we have bigger fish to fry there.
You mean the Black Sun God?
Yeah. And, you know, him not invading our home and death realms and such.
Do you have any plans to fight against the Black Sun God?
You asking the Queen?
Yeah.
Well, my armies are here to defend against him. I have made some attempts to get rid of his hags, especially the ones in my realm. Which is probably why they haven't managed to get the blade yet. But there's only so much I'm allowed to do. You can thank my sister for that.
Would you be able to do more if we were able to offer you some insight to where the hags go?
Perhaps. What do you mean?
Varus will take out the metal rod that they took from the hags to begin with. This was a form of focus, I think.
Yes.
Is where they go.
This is their what's the word I'm looking for here? This is simply a counterbalance in a sense. It's what allows them to direct their plane shift to the plane of the Black Sun God. Yes, I mean, in theory, I could wage war on the Black Sun God myself, but even my armies aren't aren't large enough for a full army of the dead. So,
Oh, of course not. But a coordinated strike could work wonders.
Perhaps I don't know where I would even begin, but if you're willing to leave that with me, I can look into it, but I can't promise anything.
Understandable. I think attacks from multiple planes could be better for everybody's safety. And Varys will put down the rod.
Yes, you are quite right. Well, if I hear that you have managed to plan an attack, then I will include myself into the what's the word I'm looking for? You can count me among the many sides of combat. Should you manage to make war with the Black Sun God.
So we bring you sword, you help kill Sun God, yes?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Jun has gone from being mildly annoyed to actually being quite, impressed.
I am much less apprehensive than when we started this conversation, which is going to be as good as it gets, I think.
Fantastic.
Would you like to agree to the deal on our behalf, Varys?
Varys cocks his head sideways and his eyes are really wide looking at Jun. I feel like maybe you could take one for the team here, buddy.
I've taken 3 for the team today, but sure. Jun's like, bro, I'm gonna say it wrong, and Thraikis will be mad when something goes wrong.
The parameters have been established by everybody in this room. We agree to the terms as they were discussed. Paris will stick out his hand.
You feel
what's going on.
You feel a phantom hand grasp it and shake you by the hand.
Varys returns it.
The deal is acceptable, and you feel shooting pain in your left eye as the images of exactly where you need to go to find the darkened blade jammed into there, basically. Sorry about that. That's
if it was slower, maybe it wouldn't hurt so much.
I will. It's unfortunate. I can't really do anything about that. It's to be honest, it's because of all the clauses you guys added to the end of that wish.
Well, I mean, honestly, we could have put more clauses on there. I could take some more of that, but that's fine. Okay. All right. I know where we need to go.
All right. Please.
I didn't know you were a masochist. All right.
All right. Please make an intelligence check for me, Varys.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't do this.
The straight intelligence check?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was so fucking close to being a 1. I know that I rerolled them, but it's still not fun to see.
Okay. On a 14, you know that the flashes that you got were of its precise, exact location, but it seems like your holding on to it was not the best. So you've got a perfect direction that you need to go, and it's like a pinger in your brain now that's like, go this way, and you've got images of a crypt that's somewhere underneath a large, a massive graveyard, and underneath that crypt is a cavern system, and sitting inside of it, planted inside, is the darkened blade. But you also get sort of like additional set of images here, like an alternative route, essentially. But it leads you through a very dangerous path. Is all your brain seems to comprehend out of that. Like it's not perfect images, but it is basically like this way will be shorter, but I don't like what I see there, and that's why it is served you the crypt instead.
Okay. So yeah, one's gonna be longer but possibly safer, whereas the other one is short and dangerous as hell.
Oh, the short one's never the safe one. Jin starts walking out.
Yeah. But I mean, either of those works. I don't know what our chances are for the shorter one, but either way, leave it up to the group.
As long as we get there.
Yeah, I know where it is, but like yeah, I've never been here before, so I'm just kind of going off feeling.
Well, you have a direction.
Right.
You have free passage in my lands. Pleasure doing business with you. I hope to see you again shortly with my blade. Cool. Any other lingering questions, anybody?
Jin, as he kind of walks out of the throne room, like keen to get on with it, probably slightly agitated, more agitated than usual, is going to think in his head to her, "It's been a pleasure to meet you, ma'am."
Likewise, blood of my blood. And with that, as you're trying to leave, you actually get teleported. At the paper legs get put on the fancy gym. You all actually just get teleported out of the castle and placed completely on the opposite side of it, like where you guys entered from, out into the Feywild. Somewhere deep in the mountainous ranges, no longer including the child.
Just like, what? Fuck! I was gonna walk out! Oh.
Bavaris, you feel like you've ended. You feel like you have gotten closer to where you need to go, for sure. So it wasn't like it wasn't like making it worse for you in any way. It's definitely, from the feeling you were getting, it is definitely within these lands.
And it's noticeably weird that Jin has been like, we need to get there, and then is upset that he didn't get to walk out of the castle for some reason.
Yep.
We are closer towards it, so that was a kindness, but also a kindness to herself, I'm guessing, getting us out of the room as quick as she could.
Well, I suppose the quicker we get it, the quicker we can come back.
To walk out again, all cool like?
Yeah, to be cool, obviously.
Okay, alright then. Fair enough, it makes sense. Why not? Ain't gonna not digging any deeper into that one. Let's go.
Okay. So yes, entirely new terrain now. Looking out into the kingdom of air and darkness. There is indeed a dark cloud that stretches out from the castle further deeper into this land, but it does end at some point. Even though this seems like it's the whole thing is her lands, as far as the eye can see. But you're seeing the same sort of deserty, brushland sort of area. Think people in New Zealand think Desert Road. Yeah, so it is a desert in the sense that nothing lives here, but there is still like bushes and maybe like there's probably some bugs and stuff in that.
Kind of more alpine tundra.
Exactly. It's like it's very high high altitude, but without the feeling of being high.
God damn it.
Yeah, but that is the closest terrain to you, but you can see in the direction that Varys its head's pointing now. There is a swamp coming up. Yeah.
Well,
So.
I think with our horses being magical-ish, we should be fine for using them for the swamp. Hopefully.
All right. Well,
I guess we get our horses out.
okay.
Varys, lead the way.
Well, so 4 out of the 6 of you pull out magical horses that assemble themselves from tiny little trinkets on hand. Micaiah turns into a horse just to keep it looking normal. But Avril Rose is standing there, big head and all. What's the plan?
Varys, maybe you should ride Micaiah and let her take
Excuse
your
me?
horse.
Sorry, what?
instead.
You want to skip back a second here, Jeff, and repeat that sentence for me?
I think
She's
it's a great
horse.
idea.
You never-
I feel like I don't like this being said out loud in
Avril
front of
Rose
everybody.
You've never
Avril
heard
Rose
a
can take your horse and you can ride her.
You've never heard a horse spit take before, but Micaiah does exactly that.
I mean, if everybody wants me to, I suppose.
Both
Here,
pretty-
I never
Avril
said
Rose?
that. I never said that.
we're both
But you
the
thought it.
Right, height. We could just share.
Sure.
But
I don't
there are
mind
enough
either way.
horses for everyone. One of them just happens to be Micaiah.
Yeah.
Admittedly, you'd have to ride Micaiah saddleless.
Bareback is the term you were looking for.
I know, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, god damn it.
It was leading there the whole time.
Yeah. So it would not
Very
be
much.
it would not be a comfortable ride, anyone riding on Micaiah.
Just for, like, safety's sake, maybe Codswallop should be up on a horse as well. I don't know how big these swamps are.
So you want him to ride Micaiah?
I just don't want him to be lowest to the ground and quickest to be attacked by something, you know?
Oh.
It is going to be a little bit before you get to the
He's
swamp,
taller
at least.
than you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm not standing on the ground. If I fall into, like, a slightly too deep puddle, I'm gone. And I'm dragged down by all my stuff.
I mean, I can pull you out depending on how deep.
Yeah, we managed that with a well. Let's not put it into practice too many times. Dangerous for us both.
That's a good one. Well, I will say it is going to be, from the looks of things, it's going to be at least a day before you get to the swamp. So, you've probably got time to figure that out, and Micaiah will be able to transform into something else by that point. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. You all settle up getting on the horses and you travel. Travel for a whole frickin' ass day through this alpine tundra that you find yourselves in, all the while occasionally looking at Varys, being like, we're going the right way, and he points his head in a specific way and says to keep going that way.
Usually accompanied by an ow, that
yes.
way.
Yes. And then you make it for what certainly feels like a whole day's worth of travel. But again, the storm hasn't really helped with your not feeling time, as it's just constantly overcast for the entire time that you've been riding. So it's fun, but you do feel like you've certainly done a whole day's ride by the time you get. You're pretty close to the swamp now. It's probably like another hour or two away, but probably want to rest here before you get in there proper.
Mm-hmm.
So, time for long rest things. Thrakis, roll survival checks. Who's going first watch?
Ailey will go first as usual.
Okay. You have advantage. This is. I guess the whole Feywild is your favorite terrain at this point.
Yes. Well, it's all trees and it is Fey.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, you find a nice little place to set up some bedrolls and sleep through the night. Ailey is up first. Please roll me your perception checks. Perception check.
You're wrong. I can totally spell. What are you talking about?
Perception.
Perception. I can't.
Oh no.
Perceptron.
The great perceptor.
Real
Guess
good.
she's not having a great night.
No, just a little too drunk. Stuck on thoughts of that giant gem.
Yeah, that's definitely what's distracting her.
Yeah. I will say you at the very least will notice the cawing of some very loud ravens off in the distance. Well, corvids of some kind. You can't really tell what kind of corvid they were, the crow or raven, but they're certainly making a heck of a lot of noise off in the distance. Who's next?
John can probably do the darkest part of night.
Well, it's all pretty samey at this point in the Feywild, so you can go now.
Sure. And I'm rolling perception.
Yep.
I am relatively perceptive.
Nice. All right. You wake from Ailey's jostling and set yourself up with a nice perch to scout the area. It is immediately evident to you where the crow or corvid-like creatures are crowing from. It's a good distance off to your southeast sort of direction, and while you're sort of checking out what that's all about, you see one of them fly up and fly off, and they are significantly larger than what you were expecting. Like, Dims are giant birds, but they are still quite far away.
Giant birds. Ugh. But at least the corvids. Corvids are cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I think John's just gonna keep an eye on them throughout the night. And he will get out his new cool skull, which is also a spell focus and a tool for communicating with Null, and just pray and keep Null updated as much as he can.
Cool.
And just be like, we made this deal with this archfey. I hope you don't think it was a bad idea, and like ramble for a little bit.
Yeah. You don't get any message back in any particular way. Just a sort of like, you know that the connection is there. You know that he is receiving. That is as much as you know about it. Yeah. Who's next?
I'll do it.
Ferris? Alright. Please roll me a perception check.
Oh my god. That is the third 3 that I've rolled.
Okay. Well, I'd say that Jun has pointed out the large
Oh yeah,
coffins.
totally.
So you're aware of those at least. You keep a little bit of an eye on that. Just make sure they're not getting any closer or anything like that. But I will say that your perception is a little bit lower this time because you are going to be a bit distracted. Because partway through your watch, you notice that Micaiah wakes up and comes to talk to you.
Ooh.
Hey,
You doing alright?
I've been better.
Yeah? Yeah, you get that feeling a lot here.
Yes, this place really takes it out of you.
Yeah, I'd always heard stories about it, but it's weirder and more wonderful and more terrifying than I ever could have thought.
Yeah, that's about what I expected, to be honest. But yeah, just traveling with this group, you all never cease to amaze me. You really don't.
We deal with a lot of things that other people don't want to or can't. I feel like this was an inevitability, I guess.
Yes. Well, there is something I needed to talk to you about.
Oh? You're not mad at me that I made the deal with the Archfey, right?
No.
Like, okay.
We needed to get the blade off of the Black Sun God, and if you have any hope of beating him, and realistically, I immediately found some loopholes in there if we need, so I'm not too worried about that.
That's good to hear because I couldn't think of any, but to know that there are already, that's great.
Well, simply, she said that we bring it to her, not her sister. And well, we don't have to bring it to her right away, as long as we don't bring it to her sister at any point. If we found a use for it, we could do that. But either way, I don't think we should use it. I think that getting it away from anyone is the best way we can do it, and giving it to the Queen is fine. It doesn't mean we can't use it to wake up Titania, but the Druids are trying to do that a different way anyway. But what I wanted to talk to you about is, while you were all asking other things of the Queen, I was asking more about what the actual blade did, because the Druids couldn't tell us anything about it, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So she did know a little bit more. She was not forthcoming to me, unfortunately, but
That's a massive surprise.
yes.
It's like an open book to me, honestly.
Yes. The blade itself is inherently capable of stealing a soul. That is why it was used on Baba Yaga, to truly trap her within it. She's not merely dead. she is stuck inside of it, and that is why why the hags want it that badly.
Right. Wait. So does this sword? I don't know if you would have gotten this from it, but it comes to mind. Does the sword need to be used on somebody to siphon a soul, or could it perhaps do that to the wielder as well?
That was unclear, but it seemed to be simply that it was to be used to be on a person. But the only known people that I can think of have used it as Archfey themselves. So I don't imagine that they'd be in trouble of losing their soul to a weapon like that. But if we, I hesitate for any of us to use it. But the thing that frightens me the most about it, though, is the Rikus. I consider you all my friends, so I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this specifically for no good reason. I need you to protect the Rikus.
I have done so since I met all these people. I will continue to.
Perhaps more than anybody else, even at risk of your own life. You know Jamie.
Specifically,
you know what Jamie did, right?
Yes.
She tore up a whole country for blood she'd never met. I would hate to think what she would do if her heart was stolen from her. And sure, she might be able to raise the dead, but if the Rikus got stuck in the darkened blade, I hate to think what she could do to the entire world.
I understand your concern, but Therakus will be safe. He's with us.
Yes, I'm sure of that. That's why I'm confident to stay with you. But I want you to share this information. You know, no point in keeping it secret.
I understand, and I appreciate that. There will be no extra care shown, simply because I show all of it when we have to fight or we are in danger in some way. I am always giving 100% of myself to look after my friends, and I will keep doing that.
Okay. I understand.
Can we, roll to see if anyone's, wakes up during this conversation?
Overhears?
Sure. I would say those... Jun, as you had most recently gotten up, you can roll a constitution check for me. And the Rikus and Everrose, as you have not done stuff, you can also roll constitution checks for me to see if you...
But no Ailey?
No Ailey, because you...
Okay.
Good. Long since done.
Yikes.
Alright, the Rikus definitely don't wake up.
I'm sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, Everrose, you might... I don't think you catch any of it. You might, theoretically be conscious for it, but I don't think you remember any of it. But Jun, you definitely, from a little bit of raised voices, you catch most of that conversation.
Okay. I don't think Jun would say anything. I think he's just going to keep that information to himself for now.
Fair enough.
Although he might once they stop talking, and maybe maybe Matthias kind of goes back to bed, he might roll over just enough to make a noise so that Varys looks over and like wink at him.
Okay. Sure.
Varys immediately snaps at the movement.
Well,
Sleeping well?
Better than some.
Yep, that's fair.
alright. Well, you finish your watch, Varys. There's only one more, so you may select either Everil or Thrakus to wake up for the final watch.
I think Varys would wake up Thrakus for the final watch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everyone hasn't, like, agreed to watches and all that noise yet.
Fair enough.
We have something
I also
of a
don't
routine.
have dank vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I got bad dank.
That's right. You.
The dankest vision.
I imagine Everil isn't like just completely chill with this new group of people who totally didn't kidnap her from being a prisoner. Like, she's probably sleeping with one eye open.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know this character, but Jen's assuming based on that's what he would do.
She seems pretty used to being a prisoner, though.
Mm.
Often
There's no
to
place
make us
like
paintings.
Mhm.
Kitty.
Currently purring, but my noise cancellation doesn't pick it up. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unless you have any conversation when you wake up, Thrakus, Varys? Say anything?
We're gonna be really careful about all this, right?
Aren't we always?
Yeah.
That's quite an
Yeah, we are.
unsettling statement, isn't it?
Jen sniggers in his sleep for some reason.
Who knows why?
Sibling bond, it's strong. Did you... Why? Did you see anything on your watch that I need to be concerned about?
No. Just thinking ahead about.
Well, you did see it was pointed out the big corvids that are.
Yeah. Oh yes. Also the giant fucking birds over there. Those ones. Varys will
Oh.
walk towards them. Yeah. Already not cool with the giant birds we first saw. Seeing more of them does not make me happier.
Well, I'll definitely have a look at them.
Yeah.
Just gotta find my thing. There we go.
That's a good idea. Unfortunately, they're not within 60 feet of you.
Just so you'll know, if you roll dice, she will chase them across the screen.
Oh,
Perfect.
awesome.
But yeah, you're definitely not within 60 feet of them. They're quite off in the distance.
That's okay. Well, in that case, I wouldn't have just
Yes.
willy-nilly it, but I'll save that for if they come within 60
Perfect.
feet. As well. Well, I mean, without any more information, I'll start my watch with good old Codswallop all cuddled in.
Cool. Roll your perception check.
Yeah. And I also want to make something.
Okay. Successfully keep your eye on those birds out there.
I do anything else.
No, there's nothing really else here.
Alright. Disturbing, considering where we are. There's generally lots of stuff in the Feywilds. So what are we not seeing? Yeah. But yeah. I'll also just While I'm at it, I'm gonna be doing some whittling.
Yep, just for
Gotta
the
roll the
cat.
dice.
Just for the cat.
Kitty cat dice. We could put in an extra spell that or feature that just kitty cat.
I mean, I've got this one.
Did you see the face? Sorry, I didn't mean to get distracted.
This is the best part. It's great. She's
Anyway.
cute.
What are you making?
That's for me to know and other people to attempt to find out later, maybe. Nothing surprising.
Okay.
I'm whittling. I'm good at whittling. I can do that.
Okay. Right, so you're not making like specific arrows or anything. You're making something else, whittling down something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's no.
Nothing that can be used in combat. Well, I suppose
Perfect.
anything can be used in combat.
Yeah, but nothing that I have to specifically make.
No.
Then
I will just add it to my inventory. Do you want me to roll anything for it?
No, you're pretty good at whittling those things.
Yeah.
But it is simply
proficient.
for artistic nature. You guys can make whatever the fuck you like.
Excellent.
Alright, so you all awaken from the nights of sleepings. It is still overcast and exact same time of day as it was when you went to sleep. Unsurprising as the Feywild. But you all awaken feeling a lot more rested, a lot more well off. But you know that you've got a little bit of a journey ahead of you. You have to get through the swamp to get where you're going. So that is where I'm going to leave it for tonight, as it is 2:15.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I think having considered like what Micaiah said to Varys overnight, and you know his growing affection for the group, as much as he doesn't quite get it, Jin will, like when they start traveling, Jin will go and talk to Varys and tell him what the Queen of Air and Darkness said about the sword being intrinsically a part of the Black Sun.
Oh. Interesting. That also makes sense as to another reason to keep Theraicus and Jamie's influence away from it as well. I guess. Oh, that sucks. What do you think, John?
I think we need to get this thing in safe hands as soon as possible. And that woman does have the power to keep it to herself.
Yes, yeah.
And
we are... Carry on.
as I understand deals in the Feywild, she has to do it now.
Yeah.
Right?
Ask Theraicus. I'm not much of an expert on the Fae, which is kind of why I didn't want to take the deal, or be the arbiter of the deal, I guess.
I already fucked up 2 deals, or conversations. I felt stupid.
I'm not any better. I fuck up conversations constantly.
You're definitely smarter than me.
I don't know that that's actually true.
What you doing?
I don't feel smart like 95% of the time.
Jin's gonna twiddle his thumbs a little bit.
All right. Well, I guess that's where we'll finish up for tonight. So we will see what we have in store next time.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. Okay, bye bye.
Bye, recording.
Bye. Bye.